We're going to explain how to check if a website opened in a browser or an app. This isn't something you can do with a single line of code. It requires understanding how web applications and browsers behave differently. There's no universally reliable way, because apps can mimic browser behavior, but we can explore some techniques that offer strong indicators. Check 1. Checking for browser-specific features. Browsers expose certain objects and APIs that aren't available within native applications. For instance, you can check for the existence of window.navigator.userAgent. This property contains information about the browser, such as its name and version. If this property exists and contains browser-related data, it strongly suggests the website is running within a browser. You could look for specific browser strings within the user agent, like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, etc. However, a sophisticated app could potentially spoof this. 2. Detecting application-specific APIs. Native apps usually provide access to device-specific APIs that browsers don't offer. These might include geolocation APIs with higher precision, access to the device's camera and microphone with more capabilities, or the ability to use Bluetooth or other hardware interactions. If your website attempts to access these APIs and they're available, it's a good indication it's running inside a dedicated application that grants such permissions. Examining the user agent string more closely. While the user agent can be faked, certain patterns can provide clues. For example, native apps built with certain frameworks might embed specific identifiers within their user agent string. This requires researching common patterns associated with popular app development frameworks. Be aware that this is prone to errors and isn't foolproof. 4. Checking for a specific app context. If your web application is embedded within a native app, the app itself could provide a custom JavaScript variable or function that indicates its presence. The app could set a global variable like isapp to true, or expose a function like isappinstalled that returns true. This is the most reliable method, but requires coordination between the web app and native app developers. 5. Limitations and considerations. Remember, determined developers could create apps that mimic the behavior of browsers, making these detection methods unreliable in all situations. No single technique provides absolute certainty. You might need to combine several of these techniques to increase your confidence. A sophisticated approach could use a combination of checks, assigning weights to each indicator, and making a decision based on an overall score. Also, respect user privacy. Avoid aggressive detection methods that could compromise user experience. If a user chooses to access your website through an app, the app should be transparent about that fact and not try to hide it. In short, detecting whether a website is running in a browser or app is a complex task that depends heavily on the sophistication of the app and the reliability of available signals. The best approach is a combination of checks and a careful evaluation of the evidence gathered.